66 million years ago, the world fell silent. The dinosaurs were gone. But the jungle did not stay empty for long. From the ashes of extinction, a new age of giants began. The land was open, the throne was vacant. Heat consumed the planet, and in the sweltering dark, life grew large. But the true king did not walk on land. It stayed hidden, buried in the black water, waiting, watching. A body heavier than a car, longer than a school bus. If you stood before it, you would be nothing more than a snack. A cold-blooded engine fueled by a burning world. Meet the Titanoboa, the largest serpent to ever crawl the earth. To understand the monster, we must go back to the heat.
The dinosaurs were gone, wiped out by fire and ash. But life is stubborn. Welcome to the Paleocene, a world without ice. The planet was turning into a furnace. Carbon dioxide filled the skies, trapping the heat. Rainforests exploded, covering the earth from pole to pole. But here, in South America, the conditions were perfect. Small survivors crawled from the rubble. They evolved for power, thickening their bodies to crush. And as the temperature rose, so did they. Reptiles are fueled by the sun. The hotter the world, the bigger the monsters. With the heat came the rain, drowning the forest floor, creating a vast network of swamps, a labyrinth of mud and water. Here, the rivers grew wide and the shadows grew long. And from the deep, evolution forged a monster. But how do we know it existed at all?
The proof lay hidden in a massive wound in the earth. In 2009, a team of scientists descended into the pit. They were looking for plants. Instead, they found a giant, a single vertebra. But this was no ordinary bone. It dwarfed the bones of the largest snakes alive today. The math was impossible. The numbers didn't make sense. Until the skeleton took shape and the truth was revealed. A rib cage massive enough to crush a crocodile, 48 feet long, longer than a city bus and weighing over a ton. When the model was unveiled, the world gasped. It was the discovery of the decade. They named it Titanoboa, the Titanic boa of Cerrejon. The bones tell a story of a time when giants ruled. But to truly understand it, we must see it in action. 50 feet of muscle and terrifying power. Longer than a school bus and 5 times as heavy. It was not venom that made it deadly. It was pure, brute force. Its jaws could detach, opening wide enough to swallow a human whole. Hundreds of recurved teeth, designed not to kill, but to trap. Once it grabbed you, the real nightmare began. A crushing force equal to the Brooklyn Bridge stacked on your chest. Bones shattered instantly. Death was quick. On land it was slow, but in the deep a torpedo. An ambush predator, invisible until it was too late. It didn't need to eat often, a master of efficiency. On land, a heavy tank, slow but unstoppable. No poison, no tricks, just pure muscle. The undisputed king of the Paleocene. Everything else ran. A shadow that swallowed the river. Even the crocodiles knew fear. The stillness before the storm. And then, but a king must also rest. A kingdom of green, stretching to the horizon. The rivers were the roads, and the swamps were the cities. Hot, wet, and teeming with life. By day, it was a ghost, hiding in plain sight, too heavy to hunt in the heat. It waited for the dark. But when the sun fell, the monster woke. The river was blind, but the Titanoboa could feel every ripple. It ignored the small. It wanted a challenge, a killer hunting a killer. One strike, one rap, game over. To digest a dinosaur takes time. It could sleep for months, living off the energy of a single kill. When the rains came, its kingdom doubled in size. It ruled alone, a solitary king. No pack, no family, just the hunt. It had no rivals, only the weather could control it. The sun gave it strength, but the storm gave it cover. In the chaos of the storm, it was unstoppable. A monster, yes, but also a keeper of the balance. For millions of years, this was the king. But even kings must ensure their legacy. Deep in the mud, the cycle begins again. A place to hide the future. In the warmth of the sand, life finds a way. A clutch of eggs, each one the size of a football. Buried deep, hidden from the hungry eyes of the jungle. The sun is their mother now. Only the heat can wake them. Born ready to kill, but in this world they are the prey. Small, vulnerable, and alone. Most do not make it past the first night, but for the survivors, growth is explosive, from hunter of bugs to hunter of kings. It takes 20 years to build a giant, a reign that could last for decades. She leaves them to their fate. Her job is done. Nature asks only one question: are you strong enough? It seemed nothing could stop it, except the world itself. But no summer lasts forever. The earth began to cool. The fever broke. Temperatures dropped, and the engine of the giant began to stall. The jungle retreated, giving way to open land. The swamps evaporated. The water world was gone. The giants vanished, leaving the king with nothing to eat. The nights grew cold, too cold for a titan. Its massive size became its prison. The future belonged to the small. The math no longer worked, trapped in shrinking islands of green. One by one, the lights went out. The rivers were empty. Flesh returned to the earth. Bone turned to stone. And silence claimed the throne. For 10 million years it ruled, and then it was gone. We never met. No spear killed this beast. The world changed, and the king
could not follow. Life moved on, taking new shapes. But the story is not quite over. Today, the anaconda rules the river, but it walks in the shadow of a giant. As the world cooled, life became smaller. But Titanoboa is more than a monster. It is a warning. It proves that the tropics can get hotter than we ever imagined. A window into the past that may predict our future. It reminds us of a world where we would have been prey. Physics places limits on life. But once, nature broke the rules. A momentary glitch in the laws of nature, gone forever, but never forgotten. The Earth has many stories. We are just one page. Nature is not a garden, it is a forge, a balance easily broken. We look at the stones and see ourselves. The Titanoboa is gone, but the water remembers. The river flows on, waiting for the next giant.
Some worlds create monsters, but this world created a king, Titanoboa.